Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Some of you kind, gentle commenters complained yesterday that the episode did not contain any orange clay or orange terracotta collection. You were like, Joe, how could somebody just make an episode where you talk about collecting orange terracotta and then you just have it and place it in the chest, you know? All the actual Minecrafting occurred in the time skip. Well, not today, folks. Not today. Welcome to Orange Terracotta Collection Regatta. Now, traditionally, a regatta would be a small sailboat race held over a fixed distance with a variety of teams with their own boats that they crew. You know, they also have to maintain the boats, and it's a whole thing. We're not going to do that part, in that I have brought no boats with me, but you can take your pick of crews as long as the crew that you want is me. So, welcome. I'm your Joe Hills sailboat captain, sailboat helmsman, sailboat, I don't know, all around everyman, I don't know. We are just going to hit things with pickaxes that are orange terracotta, because that's what the people demand. And if there's one thing Joe Hills does, it's he makes exactly the video that people asks for. He's like a leprechaun in that way, or a genie that doesn't like helping you with your wishes. So, this is happening. I probably won't actually do this the whole episode, because I will get bored. But realistically, I did want to say a few things about good news. You know, we gotta celebrate those small victories when they come in. I don't actually have I don't do like a soundboard for this show. Like on old school radio shows, they would have like sounds that they might play when somebody said like, "Hey everybody, I have good news," and everybody would like have some sort of bell or, oh, I've got a bell over there. I got a bike bell. One second. Okay, everybody, I've got some good news. We're gonna celebrate a small victory. Where's that good small victory bell? Wow, that looks like it blew out the speaker, or the microphone. Core concept, though, small victory celebration. What we have going on is that we are in third place on the American Google Play Store folk music charts right now. Now, by the time this episode comes out, we'll probably be back where we belong, which is nowhere near the top of the Google Play Store folk music charts. But Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills is indeed slightly charting, which is amazing. I did not expect that to happen. So I don't know that we will end up on the real Billboard charts for folk music, because I don't know what the qualifications for being on there are. Presumably it's selling enough albums. But, I mean, we're clearly selling enough albums on the Google Play Store to hit number 3. Maybe we can hit number 2. I don't know. If you like using Google Play for your music, feel free to search for Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills and buy a copy. Give us 5 stars. That would probably help too. You know? Or don't. Because why would you? You can do whatever you want. You're your own person. And I'm proud of you. We need a pride bell so I can be proud of you. But it can't be the same as the small victory bell. And of course, I don't have a second bell nearby, because that would be absolutely ludicrous. So what you can do is just go to your local music store and buy a cowbell for yourself. Just keep it by your desk, in your kitchen, in your laundry room, wherever you listen to Joe Hills episodes. And then when, you know, I say, hey guys, I'm proud of you, you just get that bell and you give it a good cowbell ring. I don't actually own a cowbell, but I did see one in the music store the other day, and I thought to myself, how could I justify owning a cowbell? And I couldn't come up with a satisfying enough answer to actually purchase it. But now I have, and I've given you that same gift. This is what we are doing here today. We are sharing gifts of the moment. That's why we call it the present. I really like that whole, like, the present is a gift thing, because it really, it's not that deep or insightful. But I could just keep going back to that well again and again, and I plan to, you know? There's a lot of jokes that you can be making in that well. So, where are we? We are just collecting orange terracotta like there's no tomorrow, which hopefully there is, because, like, nobody's awake yet who would actually use this. So, we'll need to collect enough that they can wake up and then use it. It's a shame that light blue terracotta doesn't seem to just grow in these biomes, or does it? If we go over here, it looks like there's like light gray terracottas naturally occurring, But yeah, the light blue is definitely not. Well, that's a shame. No worries, though. We can just swing back by here, smacking our face into the orange terracotta. You know, that's what faces are for. They're resilient. They stretch. They bounce back. You know, 3 or 4 months I'll be talking again. But yeah, don't actually hit your face into terracotta, guys. Do actually buy a cowbell. You know, I know sometimes it's confusing when I give people advice. It's like, Joe, I don't know what to take seriously or what not to take seriously. Well, if the thing I'm recommending you do would not be burdensome and would increase the amount of joy in your life, consider doing it. Just think about it at least. If it's really clearly bad advice, then never do it. And these are basic rules that you could really apply to your interactions with anybody, but I'm going to be a little bit more upfront. Upfront? What is upfront? That's like being upstage of somebody, except in relation to scariness rather than stage location. It's like, I guess if you were on like the 100 Floors of Frights ride, a floor that was higher than you might be upfront of you. Oh, I just realized it's a freight elevator. It's like a freight elevator, but without the E. Well, I mean, there's still E's in elevator, but other than that, it's a freight elevator. Oh, that's just such a subtle thing that I never caught that. You know, that 100 Floors of Frights. Wow, I'm getting tired. It is late at night, guys. Sorry. That 100 Floors of Frights sketch just really is the gift that keeps on giving. That's why we call it the present. Okay, well. Let's stop doing that while I still have viewers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because somebody has to. Man, I don't know. I'm in a good mood. It's nice to have these small victories. Well, I'm clearly blowing out the microphone. I'm gonna have to hold that further away, which I don't want to. Like, instinctively, anytime I have anything that makes any noise, like my mouth, I'm just like, that should be close to the microphone. That's where it goes. But, you know, it doesn't have to be. I need to remember not to actually break these picks in the process of doing that, doing all this. Probably won't remember that. Probably won't, but I should try. That would be nice. I'm sure that people would appreciate it. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and mine out a little bit more of this. Time skip. Sometimes it's good to take stock of what we have and what we have not. What we have right now is a lot of orange terracotta. What we have not is, remember those zombies? The ones that attacked us right when we came out of the portal? Oh wait, you guys weren't here for that. Well, anyway, I suspect that one of the zombies that attacked me right when I came out of the portal earlier went into the portal. So let's see if we get hit by a zombie now. Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. And success. Wow, that could have gone, like, way worse. I didn't get, like, hunger affected or anything. Good deal. Man, so I actually went to a real-life bridge dedication on Sunday. It was pretty nice. Nice little bridge constructed by the Tennessee Valley Authority in the Short Springs Natural Area in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Some of you guys may know that I actually attended high school in Tullahoma and lived there for 4 years to do so. And, let's see. So Short Springs Natural Area is this really great little hiking and running area with some waterfalls and some creeks and a lot of elevation changes in the terrain. And I probably was out there, we were out there like almost once a week with cross-country practice. So I would get out there a lot. And we actually got to see this weekend a bridge be dedicated to Dennis Horn and Marjorie Collier, two of the people who were influential in initially creating that kind of natural area like 30 years ago. Wait, 1981 would have been longer than 30 years ago. Wow, time moves fast. But anyway, it's really interesting how people in a community can just really... Dang it, that was not how to jump there. Can really make an impact just by getting folks together and saying, hey, we've got this area that's beautiful and natural. How do we protect it? How do we build trails? How do we get the state to recognize it as a natural area? That sort of thing. And a lot of that just starts with groups of friends talking to other groups of friends. And, they were saying from the time that they came up with the idea of turning this one part of the forest into a protected area, nobody disagreed with them that it was a good idea. Everybody loved the idea. The problem was that nobody actually knew, how to do it, and so it ended up taking a long time just to sort out, how do you make a natural area? How do you make trails? How do you get the supplies you need? All this stuff took a lot of time and a lot of work. And, it's so good that they actually did that work, because otherwise people like me wouldn't have been able to enjoy it in our teenage years. And, it's a busy place. They were saying, one of the representatives from the Tennessee State Park Service, whose name I wish I had written down now, he mentioned that Short Springs Natural Area actually has more visitors per day than almost any other unmanned state natural area. So, there are some in, the Smoky Mountains or whatever in Tennessee that have a ton of people come through, but they also have, a staff of professionals, park rangers who work there full-time. Whereas this park is basically set up initially by the community and maintained by the community. And, it was really interesting hearing all these stories from the people who were involved in setting that up and who keep it all running today. It's so important for I was looking at it, and it's not, you guys might have a hard time believing this because, my name is on this channel and my face is all over my Twitter account and I'm always talking about me. But, I see something like that and I ask myself, how do I get a bridge named after me? But not because I think I deserve a bridge named after me. I think, what could I do to live my life better so that I would deserve having a bridge named after me, These two people, Dennis Horn and Marjorie Collier, did so much for this community, not just on this project, but a bunch of other projects around town that they really, they dedicated a lot of their time to and organized the time of others toward the same goals. Is anything I'm doing that beneficial? Now, at the same time, they're getting recognized for doing this, something like a project that they started back in the early 80s, 40 years later. So, and they're both probably in their 80s or 90s. They're not young. So, it's kind of one of those things where it's also inspiring to me to say, okay, these folks, they got their lives in order in their 20s and 30s, and then in their 40s and 50s, they started, really leading these community efforts. So, I gotta ask myself, what am I doing to set myself up to either be a part of something like this or to help make things like this happen, Because, there was a lot of people that were involved in these projects that don't have a bridge named after them, The two of the biggest people involved, yeah, they got a bridge. But, I don't care about having a bridge named after me. I have a YouTube channel named after me. What I care about is living the sort of life where I would deserve something like that, even if I'm helping other people achieve those goals. How do I do that? How do I be part of those sorts of communities? And one thing that's really hard for me about that right now is when you have a young child, it is difficult to volunteer in the community the same way you can when you don't have a young child, I used to do scouts and volunteer work with community organizations in college and stuff, and it was really a good experience. But, as soon as you have a baby strapped to your chest, you have to start, not doing some of that stuff, because it's dangerous building a house with a baby strapped to your chest or picking up garbage on the side of the road. You got to focus on your family and on, being part of the community in that way. But, as Corinne gets older and I'm going to have more and more of an ability to involve her in these things. Like, where instead of her just being, carried around in a little baby carrier, she could be helping me at a volunteer site or something like that. It's good to, I heard somebody say today that, like, for the first 5 years when you have a kid, they're so dependent on you that you really just kind of lose 5 years of your life. And I don't think that that's true. Also, it was Amy Falcone. I should give her credit for that. But, like, I don't think it's true that you lose those 5 years. But you spend those 5 years very differently than you would the next 5 years. You know what I mean? And so, like, I've been talking a lot about, just rethinking a lot of things, but now that my daughter is 6 years old, I've got to, she's not a baby anymore, and I have to be a different kind of father than I was to her then when she was a baby, I have to be exemplary for her in ways that I didn't have to because I was, earlier I just had to make sure she didn't starve or get herself killed. Now I have to make sure that she learns how to help people and be involved in the community and stuff like that. And it's difficult to re-engage sometimes with some of these organizations and stuff when you've been out of the loop for so long, You spend all your time trying to figure out how to make sure the house is clean so the baby doesn't choke on anything, and before you know it, she's not a baby anymore, and you can actually take time out of your day to go help people again. So, I don't know. It was a really inspiring experience for me to go see those folks be honored and to talk about their experiences and to see people talk about their experiences working with them. That's just kind of what I wanted to say. If you guys have an opportunity to see something like that, you see an announcement in the local newspaper, hey, we're honoring so-and-so who did stuff in the community. Maybe just show up, Go see what people say about them. Go see why they did what they did and how they did it. Could be something that you could do you never thought about doing. And or might be people trying to get folks together to do something to further their legacy. I think it's worthwhile. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed me not actually breaking my pickaxe today, although I think it's probably time to wrap up this episode before we do. I hope you enjoyed all this terracotta mining. I do read the YouTube comments. You guys brought this on yourselves. Alrighty. Well, once again, I should remind you guys, mine and my brother's album is available on all these online streaming services and stuff. Search for Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills. Give us 5 stars on whatever you use, or leave a nice review. I don't know, if you want. Otherwise, just have a great day, and hope you enjoy reaching out to your community. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.